Today we are extremely happy to have with us one of the most prominent political figure of India and also our former Vice President, Shri Venkaiah Naidu. Sir, your long career, it never can stop you from opening out and speaking your views to the public because you have been all throughout in the midst of public. Sir, how do you feel the present political and socio relations in India
There
now?
is a certain amount of decay in public life. Values have come down, traditions are being ignored, and people are getting disillusioned because of the conduct of politicians.
Politicians, yeah.
And they are losing interest in legislature also,
Yeah.
parliament and legislature. This is not a good thing for the country. Country is making progress, undoubtedly. We are marching ahead and we are the fifth largest economy. In short time, we may become third largest economy also. Because our scientists are working very hard.
Yeah.
Our younger generation are working very hard. Our farmers are working very hard. Everybody is working hard. There is no doubt about
Yes,
it.
yes.
But value system, traditions, and the what we call standards have come down. That is what is worrying.
So what is the reason and who is the who we have to blame for this degradation?
You
of this?
can't blame one party or one person. The values has come down because of
over a period.
And with the advent of emergency in 1975, the constitution was abrogated.
Yes.
And the people's civil rights were taken away.
You were jailed, I think. at
I
that
was
time.
there.
Yeah.
I was a student activist. I invited Jayaprakash Narayan,
Yes.
late Jayaprakash Narayan, to the university
Yeah.
to address the students, to inspire the students.
Yeah.
Because we have heard so much about Jayaprakash Narayan. So taking that as a reason, they have arrested me and put behind bars for 17 and a half months. So the emergency is one chapter where people started thinking that this sort of things can happen. It happened earlier. They didn't like it. They voted against that
Yes.
and defeated that government. Because as Madam Gandhi lost the election in the court, Justice Jagannath Lal Sinha's verdict, she wanted to supersede the court's verdict. And she has superseded the judges also. So there some decay has started. Superstition of the judges and ignoring seniority, ignoring age-old traditions and all, that have started.
Yeah.
And then the change of parties by people.
Yeah.
People change parties.
From switching from party
one
to
party
another.
to another party. That defections.
Yeah.
The people try to defend this defection. This is not defection, this is affection.
Yeah.
Earlier there used to be what you call individual defections.
Yes.
But later mass defections started.
Defections are started, yeah.
Then they brought anti-defection law. Anti-defection law in the practice has not proved to be effective to counter the defections. So I think now the time has come to revisit the anti-defection law and then amend the 10th schedule and anybody changing party, anybody,
Yes.
X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
he must resign the post he got from the party.
Particular party.
If that is done,
Yeah.
I think this can check to maximum possible extent these defections. Then people should observe the politicians, the legislators and parliamentarians and then vote according to their performance.
Yeah.
This is another important thing. The reason is the legislators, they are behaving haywire and assemblies and parliaments sometimes are converted like bazaars and then quarrels takes place. They come out of their seats, sometimes they stand up on the benches also. They tear the papers. This is extreme. And people are getting disillusioned. What I am suggesting is people should vote according to the performance of a legislator.
Yes.
There has to be evaluation of the legislators' performance
Yeah.
by the people.
Yeah.
But what is happening is, I always say, in public life, people have to select and elect leaders
Yeah.
by their character, caliber, capacity, and conduct.
Yeah.
These 4 C's. But unfortunately, certain political parties and certain politicians have replaced these 4 C's by another 4 C's. That is caste, community, cash, and criminality.
Yes.
The original 4 C's are character, caliber, capacity, and conduct.
Yeah.
The new 4 C's are caste, community, cash, and criminality. This is very bad for democracy. So you have to again go back
Yeah.
to the value system, and you have to evaluate the performance of the legislators.
Yes.
For that, political parties, they should have a code of conduct. To start with, self-code of conduct.
Yes.
And then strong action should be taken against their party members if they violate the discipline.
Yes.
If the political parties can take that lead and check their members,
Yeah.
things can improve.
Yes. So you said that voters should analyze the quality of a
Performance
of the leader or whoever
Yes,
is
yes,
contesting and then vote. Sir, but what happens is, nowadays what we see is the parliamentarians. Earlier we used to have parties used to give whip for whether it is money bill or for budget which has to be passed. They used to give whip. But nowadays what you see is, even for small ordinary bills also, they give whip. Then where is the freedom of expression for these parliamentarians?
So my point is, whip has to be issued. One is for the monetary bills,
Yeah.
budget, and second is for the larger policy issues.
Yes.
The party, because you are elected on a party,
Yes.
so you have to go by the party.
Yeah.
There is no question of losing your freedom or etc. If you want freedom, don't join any party. You be on your own. You are joining a party means you are going through the party's ideology, party's conduct, and
Yeah.
party's performance. People should really look at the party whether it is really functioning as per its manifesto.
Yeah. And again, at least inside the party, there should be an open discussion.
Definitely it
Yes,
should be.
in parliament they will have to vote according to the whip of the party, but at least before that there should be some homework within the parties, so that when
there should be total freedom within the party.
yeah,
See, internal democracy
yes,
is called as, in every party has to be restored.
yes,
In many parties, what is happening is the leader decides
yeah,
and everybody has to follow.
Yes.
That's not an appropriate thing.
Yeah.
Any decision or any policy matter has to be discussed in the party first.
yes,
And then they should come to legislature or parliament.
yes,
And then accordingly, parties can issue whip.
yeah,
This is not happening, unfortunately, because internal democratic system in parties is getting devalued.
Yes.
The reason is parties are going by their leader,
yes,
not by their manifesto.
yeah.
And party
One
leader
decides everything.
becomes monopolist.
Yeah,
And he decides and dictates.
everything.
That is not a good thing for any party.
Yes.
It should be party that has to decide.
Yeah.
Of course, the leader has to be respected because
Yes.
leader is elected.
Yeah.
But at the same time, within the party, freedom should be there for total, free and frank expression of the views.
Yeah. So this is the 75th year of our constitution. And being a senior parliamentarian also, my question is, sir, have we failed our constitution or this constitution failed us?
I don't agree with this argument at all.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to constitution. It is a question of failing the political parties, failing of the individuals. Constitution, India's constitution is one of the best constitution.
Yeah.
And at the same time, whenever you feel certain changes has to be made, our constitution is flexible.
Yeah.
How many times you have changed the constitution? The people who shout and then carry the constitution in their hands,
Yeah.
they should do soul searching. How many times their party has changed the constitution? My point is, it is parties that are failing
Yeah.
the system, not the constitution. Ours is one of the best constitutions in the world.
Yes. So, sir, now our new talk is one nation, one election. So how far this propaganda, this method of electioneering, will it do any good to the democracy or strengthen it, or is there any weakness also for that?
My point is, first we must analyze
Yeah.
what is this one nation, one
election.
election. We are one nation,
Yeah.
no dispute on that.
Yeah.
Definitely we are one nation, one country. So then question of election. This is not a sudden idea. 1952,
Yes.
simultaneous election.
Yeah.
57, simultaneous election. 62, simultaneous election. It's only 67 onwards
yes.
when
State
a particular
governments
party, in a particular party try to destabilize other parties and governments, this has started. I don't want to get into which party, what they have done, etc.
Yeah.
Having held a constitutional position, I discuss politics.
Yes.
I criticize politics also, but I don't criticize individual parties.
And leaders.
That is the decision I have taken to myself.
Yeah.
This is the parties are failing and the persons are failing. We have to take care of the parties, we have to take care of the persons, and then we must go for election. Simultaneous election means it will reduce the expenditure.
Yes.
One. And also it will give enough time for the leader or the party to take necessary decisions in the larger interest of the country. What is happening? Now you are always on the election mode. If you want to take any hard decision, election what is going to happen, whether the people are going to approve this or not. This sort of election mode is overtaking political parties. Though I personally feel there is nothing wrong, but only thing is that has to be discussed in detail, and doubts if any or fears if any, they have to be allayed and they have to be answered, and then you must come out with that proposal going by the past experience. I say that simultaneous elections are one nation, one election. There is nothing wrong in that.
Sir, we discussed about the our parliamentary system, the values of coming down and all. So do you think, sir, every time new MPs and legislatures they come, they are elected to assemblies and also to the parliament, even Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, should there be a special system where then senior leaders, somebody who give them a guidance so that they need to understand what they are doing there, why they are there, because some of them they just feel that shouting in the floor or doing some creating some problem there, that is what they are supposed to do. So should there be some I think such a mechanism is not there presently.
See, political parties used to have that mechanism. I remember
earlier
my earlier days. There used to be training classes for the party workers. Then there used to be training classes for the legislators. And then in parliament also, my own experience, when we entered parliament, we used to go to library and read the performance or the speeches made by great parliamentarians of different parties. And then used to enlighten ourselves. And then also I used to go sit in the parliament from morning to till the end. Suppose the assembly used to start by 8:30 in our state and used to be over by 1:30. I never used to leave my bench. Attend to know
what is happening,
who is saying what, whether what he is saying is consistent or inconsistent, that understanding. Now what is happening is legislators are not spending enough time in parliament or legislature. Secondly, there is no training system by political parties. By and large, there may be few exceptions, but we must go back to that, and political parties must train their legislators. And even parliament also, I remember when I was the chairman of Rajya Sabha, we have organized training classes for the new MPs. My suggestion is not only new MPs, even our old MPs also has to be given this training and this orientation. This orientation. To the extent possible, when I was in the chair, as chairman of the Rajya Sabha, I used to guide the members. And then for information, after expressing my views in the House, sometimes taking action also, I remember I have suspended 12 members in an extreme situation. But I used to call the members to my chamber privately and used to talk to them and ask them what is happening, why are you doing like this and all. Sometimes they used to say excuse like, sir, what can we do, it's party leader who has told us to do like this and all. But I said it is your image, your conduct,
Ultimately their image.
your future. So think about this. So that to some extent it helped and members started appreciating also. Even I remember when I was laying down office, many of the MPs said it on the floor. Sir, though we are unhappy
at that time, they might have,
but we realized that we have done it for our own interest, for the interest of the system, nothing personal like that. So we should have that interaction with the members, off the record also, on record also.
So now this Manipur issue, it is, we cannot say that situation is normal or things has been totally come to the normalcy. So what do you think? I think Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, where you were the national president, and even before that, you were very close relationship with the northeast states at that time. So how do you feel about the situation which was...
You must understand what is Manipur issue. Manipur issue is, one is ethnic between two tribes. That is one. Secondly, it is on the border. Across the border, infiltration is happening. And the people who are infiltrating into Manipur, in certain areas, they do this, what do you call, opium cultivation, ganjai or whatever it is called. And that is attractive. The others want to go there and do the same thing. They are not allowed. So there is some internal conflict and it is divided. So you have to slowly, while maintaining law and order strictly, but you need to bring them together, persuade them to follow certain principles and policies instead of fighting on the basis of a tribe or religion or any caste or anything. Because we must remember, it is 75 years after independence. Even now, fighting on the basis of caste has no meaning. Region also has no meaning. Irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion and region, we are all Indians. We must remember that. And then we must work together. And any appreciation or any condemnation should be on the basis of the performance, not on the basis of caste, not on the basis of tribe. If that is slowly told to the members, things can improve. It's not easy. From outside one can say, do this, do that and all. It's not that much easy because people are habituated to certain things. And then from outside the border, this being encouraged also, infiltration and all. So we have to have a multi-pronged approach. One, internal discussion, persuasion. Third one is the law must be firm and it should be common to both. Whoever violates the law, action should be taken irrespective of the community.
Sir, can we say that the central government's intervention in Manipur, it is to any extent...
The central government has to intervene as and when required because it's a border state. It is not ordinary state. It is a border state. So central government should assist the state government. At the end of the day, you can't center to deal, you expect center to deal with the situation. After all, we are a democracy. And we have a three-tier system. Parliament, state legislature, and then local bodies. Those three-tier system should be made effective and it should be operational in the fuller meaning. That is the only way.
So there's a strong criticism that Prime Minister, though he travels all over India and even abroad frequently, he didn't try to come to Manipur.
There is a view like that. After all, it's a political criticism. I don't want to get involved in that. The Home Ministry is in constant touch with the situation there. And there is a governor, there is a chief minister, there is a system functioning which is accountable to Parliament as well as to the Government of India and to the nation. So these things should work effectively.
Again, from the tradition of from Jawaharlal Nehru onwards, while there is Parliament when it is going on, usually prime ministers or ministers, they never make a visit to, unless there is such a pressing situation. But as you said about the deteriorating system all throughout, now this also has come to a normalcy that even though parliament is being summoned and it's going on, still prime ministers and ministers, they make a frequent visit outside.
No, they should be available in parliament. I'm talking of a policy, not this government or that government. When assembly is in session, chief minister should be there. Ministers also should be there. Prime minister should be there in parliament and ministers should be there in parliament. Unless they have no work on that particular day and there is a pressing need to visit a particular place. To the extent possible, during parliament session, outside visits should be curtailed. But international situation, your session is one aspect. But there, the other countries' requirement or request or suggestions and all should be kept in mind, and we must have a diplomacy to deal with such situations wherein the Prime Minister needed to go to a country or a particular minister to go to a conference, international conference. International conferences are not decided by your parliament timetable. So it has to be flexible. Ideal situation is, to the extent possible, be available in the parliament.
So your close relationship and association with RSS, it is known all throughout. Recently, RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, he made two statements that Ram Janmabhoomi temple, it is only one issue. All such religious, mosque or whatever, for every religious mosque, there should not be such claims kept. That was clearly said by our Mohan Bhagwat. At the same time, on the other side, new theories are being evolved on various other
places of worship.
Places of worship.
See, the statement by the RSS chief is a welcome statement. People, by and large, they are all appreciating the statement and the stand taken by RSS. One. Secondly, there is a view, Ayodhya, Kasi, Madura. These three are historical, mythological, very important. If these three issues are settled, we should not rake up other issues. That is another view. So there has to be a common agreement among parties not to rake up issues which are happened years back, and there should be some full stop somewhere. This is the spirit in which RSS chief has said it. So political parties and religious organizations, they must come to an understanding, and then the matter is now before the Supreme Court. So let us wait for the final verdict.
So while you were the president and in the 2002 and all, and even before that, at that time BJP had a very strong leadership. Adalji was there, then Advaniji was there, and you yourself was along with them. You were also a tall reader at that time. Then Pramod Mahajan and various others were there. Now, though BJP is in power for the third time, still, do you think there is a lack of such senior stalwarts?
I don't want to comment about the internal functioning of the parties. There is always new leadership emerges, and new leadership has to be recognized and respected, and they should be given an opportunity. You can't expect a particular leader, even if he is very responsible, but age also is a factor. So we have to develop the new leadership, and the new leadership is, I think, emerged. The question is, after Atalji, who? That was the question. And then subsequently, after Advaniji, who? Now after Narendra Modi, who? These sort of discussions are taking place. Let the parties discuss themselves. There is no dearth of leadership, according to me. General statement I am making. I have been there in the party also. There is no dearth of leadership. Leaders will emerge.
So after this, Advani became the Prime Minister, and then
Advani became president.
Vajpayee became the Prime Minister, and then the next election, party lost, and then next time, actually, whole political parties, not only BJP, from all over India, there was a talk that if BJP comes to power, Advani ji would be the Prime Minister candidate.
That was one view.
One view.
But you know what happened exactly? I can be frank also. 2004, when we were in power, under Atalji's leadership, country has made a lot of progress and new initiatives, international connectivity, everything. Diplomacy was very good and all. But 2004 elections, we lost for whatever reason. The reason is because of not stitching proper alliances in states. That was the reason. After analysis, 2009, we fought the elections under Advaniji's leadership. We lost. 2014, there was a discussion within the party. 4, we lost. 9, we lost. Again, if 14 we lose the election, there will be total demoralization in the party. 3 elections continuously. That's why internal discussion has taken place. And the internal discussion, one view was age factor. Advaniji is the tallest among the people. But we fought elections under him also. And we could not win for whatever reason it is. So let us go for a new experiment. Under the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, who is dynamic and who won 3 elections continuously in that state and gave a good administration, we can bring him to the center. That was the predominant view. That's why we all have decided in favor of Narendra Bhai. For me, individually, it was a tough decision. Because personally, it was the popularity of the BJP has gone to the peak because of Atalji, mass, public meetings and all. But the party cadre were given proper direction and training by Advaniji, cadre building. These are the 2 aspects. So, in the general public, they thought Advaniji will be again fielded by the party. Other parties have nothing to do. They can't say who should lead BJP now. After BJP has to decide itself. So within the party, there was a discussion in the Central Executive Committee in Goa. And then there was discussion in the Parliamentary Board. At the end of the day, we have all come to the conclusion that better to have new leader. Advaniji continued to guide us, but elections should be fought under the comparatively younger leader. That's how Narendra Bhai's name came. I also was of the same view. Though I had my respect and Advaniji was a father figure to all of us, we all hold him in highest. But at the same time, age factor also. And the experience of 3 elections. So keeping that in mind, the party has decided together to project Narendra Bhai in 2014 election. And that proved to be correct. And we have won the election.
Sir, in 2014, that Goa decision, there came some reports at that time. It was a major role at that time was played by you, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. This age factor and again another 10 to 15% of new voters can be attracted if Narendra Bhai is being...
That was the view. I was also of the same opinion. And I have conveyed my feelings to Advaniji. I met him personally and told him, this is the view among the majority of the members. And we are, Advaniji, he will not argue with you now. So we have briefed him. And then party has decided by all sides, all opinions were taken into consideration. And I was, of course, in the Goa executive. I talked to a lot of people. It is not canvassing, it is exchanging views. And then I played my part, keeping the party and the national interest in mind.
So today, a lot of allegations, not allegations, slanders, those type of some social media reports or anything else everywhere. all type of standards are being targeted and promoted by BJP against Jawaharlal Nehru, and also they say that this Patel should have been the Prime Minister, Nehru kept him away, and all such new theories.
See, this is not a new theory. There were views even at that time that Sardar Patel should be Prime Minister, keeping in view his experience and his contribution. And that, but party at that time, Congress party, under the guidance of Mahatma Gandhi, they have decided about Jawaharlal Nehru. Now what is being discussed, you can't change it now with the back date.
Yeah.
What is being discussed is different views.
It's
and
not different views.
Social media, one way it's good, but social media is being misused by large number of people, large number of organizations.
Yeah.
You can't say that particular party has done this and all.
But this particular party leaders themselves are openly...
that is their view.
Yeah.
That is their view. Now you can't find fault with them. Why you are giving this view? That is their view.
The same way, so you said in Goa session, BJP has the right to elect a new leader. It is up to the BJP to say that we are going to project Narendra Bhai as our leader. The same way, in 1947 or at that time, Congress also has the right, because they had the maximum number of MPs, they had, and might be Mahatma Gandhi's advice. Even then, that was the decision taken by Congress at that time. Well, now what is the meaning in criticizing now that Patel should have been the Prime Minister?
So you must always remember the history, and you must be willing to have discussion on the history also. Nothing can be, you are not under dictatorship. But see, even about that also there are two theories. That the Congress Working Committee, majority of the state Congress chiefs wanted Sardar Patel
to be there.
Because of Gandhiji's advice, Sardar Patel has withdrawn and then Nehruji was made Prime Minister. That's a historical discussion on that. Let the discussion go on a healthy thing, and then you must have right to criticize.
Yes.
Anytime. Past actions also, present actions, past actions also of anybody. But you must not, you should not run slanderous campaign against anybody. Who is running the slanderous campaign? That is for the public to judge.
So again, you are a very close follower and with Advaniji. Though Advaniji was not considered for the Prime Ministership, it's what happened in Goa session, which you already said. So even after that, BJP had two occasions where they wanted it was for the BJP's call to decide who should be the Rashtrapati or President of India. Again, not only from BJP, everyone also. BJP has a lot of regional parties in their fold, in the NDA. Everybody, even from outside BJP, Congress, they also thought it will be Advaniji who will be considered for this Rashtrapati post. But unfortunately, it was not done.
I don't discuss individuals and intra-party matters. It was the party which has decided who should be the president, who should be the vice president. Accordingly, party has decided, and one has to accept the party's decision. You can't attribute motives and then criticize it outside. Once the party takes a decision, it is not individual decision by anybody. No, it's a party decision.
So again, in Jammu and Kashmir, formerly it was a state. Now it has become a union territory. From your experience, again, you have a very good rapport with Kashmir leaders also. What do you think, sir? Will this do anything good? Will this fetch good to the Jammu Kashmir?
Something good has happened during the president rule, during the governor's rule. But you cannot have governor's rule permanently. You must have popular rule. That's why they have formed now. Umar Abdullah has been chosen as the chief minister by the people, and the center has respected it. But the issue of statehood, I personally feel Kashmir's statehood should be restored. And I am sure, going by the statement of the Home Minister and Prime Minister also, it will be restored. It's a delicate, it's a border state, and we have a troubling neighbor who always try to subvert our system by encouraging infiltration, by encouraging terrorists and all. So you have to be extra cautious. So center also should play an important role. You need to have a state government which works along with the center rather than having a confrontation. That's why for some time that president rule was imposed. Now that normalcy almost has come back, elections were held, and in the elections the ruling party in BJP did not win the election. They got seats, good number of seats. In Jammu province they got I think more than 22 or so. But majority is Farooq Abdullah and Congress party, that parties. So that's why Farooq Abdullah, he decided that his son Omar Abdullah should be the chief minister candidate, and Congress accepted it, and they have the majority. Now he is the chief minister, and he has given a welcome statement saying that he wants to work along with the center. That's a good thing.
Earlier you said having alliances with state parties, regional parties. It was Venkaiah Naidu who made an edge for BJP in the south, actually. You were the first leader one could point out. He is the leader from south. And you played a very good role in national politics all throughout. Later on, in Karnataka, BJP could come to power, and your activity at that time was well known, and everybody has credited that. Now, you have been considered for the vice presidentship. Sir, I will just remind you a position in 1969 while Congress was in power. At that time, the syndicate, they came out with a candidate, I think it was Sanjeev Reddy. And Srimati Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, she wanted the Vice President, the then Vice President B.V. Giri, to become the President. So there was a precedence like that. Or
bad precedent. See, party decides something. How can leader decide otherwise? Forget about that party or this party.
Yes.
Party is party, na? You have party internal problems, you set right the internal problems. You can't say, in my party, what can I do? These people have come together and they have decided like that. I don't agree with the role played by Madam Gandhi Indiraji at that time. I am totally against overriding the decision of the party by individuals for your sake. That's a political issue. I don't want to get deep into the discussion about intra-party matters. But I can tell you, who should be the president, party should decide. They have decided. But she took a different decision. She defeated her own party candidate. That's not a good precedent. Let us not talk about it much.
But I think in the BJP, they also expected that there would be an elevation.
That is, the finally party has taken a view. I have no problem. I have no problem. I have no regrets. I am happy that coming, see the background. I was born in an agriculture family. I used to walk 4 kilometers a day to go to school. Walk
at that time,
and go to school at that time. And then none in my family were in politics. None were MLAs or MPs. And nobody was educated beyond 10th class, I can tell you, about my own family. But coming from that background, party has given you so many things. I can tell you, early days they made me school people leader. Then they made me college president. Then I made
you were the university union chairman then.
Then they made me university union chairman, ABVP. Then they made me youth wing president, state. Then they made me R&D vice president of the youth wing. Then they made me state general secretary. Then they made me R&D general secretary. They made me state president. Then they made me R&D president of the ruling party. Then I was also given a chance to become MLA at the age of 27. And in the party assembly, they made me leader. Though there were other seniors, they made me leader of the party group in assembly.
Parliamentary party.
That way. And even parliament, and I entered parliament 4 times. 3 times from Karnataka, 1 time from Rajasthan. 4 times they have given me member of parliament, this thing. And then they made me rural development minister. Then they made me urban development minister. Then parliamentary affairs minister. Then housing and urban development and Panchayat Raj ministry. All these portfolios, information broadcasting, parliamentary affairs, then housing and urban development, all are important portfolios. Then they finally made me Vice President of India. Ordinary, son of an ordinary farmer, getting all these positions, is it not the party's support, party responsible for the growth of my leadership? So why should I be unhappy with the party decision? Party has taken a decision, fine. I have no regrets at all. Moreover, I have seen what is MLA, what is MP, what is the minister, this minister and that minister, and then what is constitutional position, vice president. I can tell you frankly, I have already said it also, I was not interested in becoming vice president or president. I was more happy to be in public. Either party functionary or government functionary, administration. So that you can interact with the people, you can do something good to the people. That was my view. Because meeting people, greeting people, talking to people, walking with the people, spending time with the people, sleeping along with the people in the villages and all, that used to give me more encouragement and happiness. Constitutional position is not the same. Though constitutionally you are vice president, second constitutional authority, you are respected, you have protocol is there and all. But I was not that much worried about protocol. I was more worried about moving with the people. But party has taken a decision. I said it in the parliamentary board meeting. I am not happy with this. But one reason is you have to resign from the party. I was party member to party president. Then I have to resign from that party. From tomorrow onwards, I can't go to party office. That feeling gave me really tears. And I was unhappy. Some people thought I am not happy with vice president and all. That's not the case. I was more happy with the organizational responsibilities, not the minister post alone, or ministry, so that you can deal with the people. But that's a past. They have decided that I should be vice president, I'm a senior, and the reason they gave at that time was, openly it was discussed, they said, we don't have a majority in Rajya Sabha. Somebody who has got understanding of the parliamentary system and who has got that acceptance should become the vice president. I said, okay, party decides, I have accepted. I have performed my responsibility to the extent possible, and it is for the people to evaluate whether I performed good or not, up to their satisfaction or not. That is for the people, and that is for the history to decide. Now I am very happy, again back to people, going around. I am not keeping quiet. I said, no, I am retired, but not tired. I am going around the country, meeting people, colleges, universities, IITs, agricultural organizations, cultural bodies. I am going around the country, visiting all those organizations, interacting with the people and expressing my views. Even in the social media also, except intra-party matters. I give my opinion frankly and I share my thoughts. Of course, being active in public life is one thing, and then after retirement, you cannot be
the same way we cannot
so you cannot do the same thing as you are in public life and all. So this is a different thing, okay? And I sometimes feel like I am still active. Mind is active, body is active, and we were given the responsibility, we performed it. But now this new position, one has to accept it. Now I am already 75 plus, 76. What else you require?
And sir, while you were the Vice President of India, what was the relationship? You told no, you couldn't go to party office. That's being a constitutional position.
There was no relationship with the party.
And what about RSS also?
Well, I always have cordial relationship with RSS. Then, now also, there is no problem on that count.
They used to come and meet
They used to come and meet me, and I used to convey my thoughts, ideas, and even as Vice President, I used to convey my thoughts to Prime Minister also, privately also. Even now I do it. Even now I do it, except the intra-party matters. General, larger public issues, whatever I think is right, and whatever I think is wrong, I convey it to the Prime Minister. And Home Minister meets me occasionally. And then we discuss. And I convey my ideas to him. Not about the selection or election of candidates, but about the general larger policy issues. I convey my thoughts. You mentioned about Manipur. I conveyed my thoughts to them. And Kashmir, I always have a special focus on Kashmir. So I used to convey my thoughts, exchange ideas and all. That is continuing even now also.
So
only thing is I don't go to media.
So did you advise Prime Minister that at least once he should have gone to Manipur?
In what I discussed with the Prime Minister, I am not here
Yeah,
to
not supposed to
publicly talk about all this.
And sir, coming back to our state, Kerala, I think it was in 2002 when you were the president that we had a NDA MP from Kerala, Mr. P.C. Thomas. People have forgotten that. Once when this Suresh Gopi was elected on BJP ticket, that achievement has, most of us, or even in Kerala also, people don't remember that there was an MP for NDA at that time. You could do that. But then, it is, even though it is not fair to ask such party issues, so what happened to the Kerala BJP here? Why
that is for the national BJP to comment upon that. You have a BJP MP from Kerala now.
Now there is, but still the organization has not come up to...
That is for the party to discuss and the party leadership to discuss and visit the state and then understand the problems and then move on. I am not here to comment about the internal functioning of the party in Kerala or any part of the country.
Yeah. And so how do you spend your time reading? Do you write any...
I always used to read, even now, and also write.
Right.
I write articles. I'm writing an article about Atalji.
100th birthday.
100th birthday. I'm writing an article about Atalji.
It's on 26th.
1 month back, I wrote an article about what is happening in Parliament. People's disillusionment with the Parliament system. I wrote an article in Indian Express. I convey my thoughts to my colleagues, one, to the government, and also write in the newspapers my ideas.
Do you have any plan to write an autobiography for the...
No, many people suggest to me, but I don't want to. If you write personally autobiography, you have to tell and make comment about many contemporary issues. That's not a good thing. But somebody else, the deputy editor of Hindu, he wrote a biography of mine, which was released by Prime Minister. That is there. And now somebody else is writing a biography of mine in Telugu.
There.
In Andhra Pradesh. So they are free to do it. I have no problem on that account. People should judge instead of I myself deciding. Of course, as and when there is some important occasion or a specific question is put to me, of course, I try to be frank and I have answered your questions also on that count.
Sir, there's one book on Adalji. Recently, I think his own press advisor has written a book on a former Prime Minister. In that, it is written, while in 1978 Janata government, at that time, Vajpayee was the minister, foreign affairs minister. Then one question was raised in the parliament, and then Vajpayee categorically has given a reply in parliament that India is not with Israel. India is with Palestine only. Yes, and even though Janasangh has some reservations on that, my opinion is India is with Palestine. He has clarified at that time in parliament. Now, how come that the issue has changed?
The point is, Israel is a reality. Israel is a reality. It has become an important player in the international thing. So you have to, while giving your view on Palestine and protecting the life of the people, their rights of the people, you must also respect the independentness of the Israel. So BJP, I think, is clear on its policy approach towards Israel.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.